So every year, there's roughly 300 people that attempt to do the entire trail, and only 1 in 4 ever actually see the end, too. I think the biggest issue that people have...
You come over, you're like, I'm not really in the mood to podcast. I don't really want to podcast. I'm like, no, that's fine. You know, I got a podcast. That's okay. Talk. You know a lot of stuff. So how many miles is this trail?
The Appalachian Trail?
Yeah, the one you're about to go.
I'm not about to
die on.
I'm not going to die until 2026.
Oh, you even have that planned out. Nice.
What's funnier than 27?
28!
In the last 2 weeks, I've walked 100 miles. And I'm working my job.
Walk 500 miles. Every day in the fucking van.
That's irrational to get a stick and poke out there. It's more rational to just get his face tattooed on my face from a professional. Because what are you gonna do? Get shot at 13 times on the highway in Havertown and pay $550,000 for it?
Can you give me an easy song for this weekend for karaoke?
Hear me out. I've been thinking about going to a karaoke and just wearing like those pants or shirts that you could just like rip off, you know? There's a need for workers who can lay these pipes. There's jobs being created.
Lay that pipe, baby.
So they don't want this massive...
All right, what's the point?
I forget what I was even getting to.
You're going to buy a house up there? I'm so glad that you're here for a podcast. Oh my God. Thank you for showing up on time and being ready to talk about a plethora of things. Are you ready to talk about... What did you want to discuss today?
I'd like to... maybe February or March is when I'd start. So every year, there's roughly 300 people that attempt to do the entire trail, and only 1 in 4 ever actually see the end. What are you doing? Oh.
My mic's not plugged in because I'm in edit mode, but it's alright because you know what? You're the one who's doing the talking.
No, I don't even mean to be. I'm not even trying to take a spotlight here or anything about it. It's just interesting. The biggest issue that people have with finishing the trail, if they're going from especially south to north, if you're starting in Maine, your hardest day is going to be your day. Your hardest hike you're ever going to do that whole trail is going to be day 1. You have a 4,000 foot ascent across 9.1 miles to do. You need to eat extremely calorie dense food, and you need to allocate like 13 hours to do that one day. For 9 miles. It takes like 13 hours. You're climbing vertically like a good portion of that shit too. I think the biggest issue that people have...
You come over, you're like, I'm not really in the mood to podcast. I don't really want to podcast. I'm like, no, that's fine. You know, I got a podcast. That's okay. Talk. You know a lot of stuff. So how many miles is this trail?
Which one? The Appalachian Trail?
Yeah, the one you're about to go...
I'm not about to
die on.
I'm not going to die until 2026.
Oh, you even have that planned out. Nice.
What's funnier than 27?
28!
The biggest issue I think people have is securing food and eating like a well enough balanced diet to do the whole thing. That's probably the toughest thing to do, because what you're doing is you're eating a lot of gas station food, deli food. Like, you're not really able to secure food that easily. I've talked to Jay about it, and part of the reason this is going to require so much planning is because if she wants to go with me, I'd like to get a trailer, like a camper trailer, while I'm walking it. And we could have like cooking stuff set up in there, and I would probably sleep on the trail, but I'd meet her for dinner every day. I'd probably sleep in the camper like once a week. I don't know though. I don't know if I want to do it that bare bones my first time. So yeah, that's part of why it requires so much planning. Before I moved to the Poconos, there's a number of problems in my life I need to resolve. Like, one of them is just, I have like $7,000 of this debt left to go. I just made fucking settlement with these people, which is amazing. So I should be out of that in about 6 months, debt free, no fucking debt.
So your plan to get out of debt is to get sponsored, wear some type of boots on this trail, and then every day...
Two pairs in 3 months. You burn through 2 pairs. They're completely toast when you're done.
Ugh.
Oh, look at that. What's that?
How much do you walk in a day?
roughly 20 miles. 23, I think, being relatively average from what I know, from what I see online.
Wow.
I met a guy, I climbed Mount Kismet, I was telling you, on Saturday, which like isn't super brutal, but like it's not fun either. Like, well, it's fun because I wouldn't be fucking doing it if it wasn't fun. But this guy I ran into, he's like, how is it up there? And I was like, it's brutal. And he's like, okay. He's like, so I'm in for a long day. And I was like, are you through hiking? And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, are you going southbound or northbound? He's like, I came here from, I came here from Georgia. He had like a southern accent. And he's like, I'm walking the whole entire thing. This dude was 63 years old. He had a hip replacement and he had broken his knee twice.
Why? What are these people thinking? It doesn't sound like a smart thing to do, but what is so magical about this walk? What does it do to you?
It's just a challenge, just to see if you have the mental fortitude to do it. Because truthfully, and what I've run into, because in the last 2 weeks, I've walked 100 miles and I'm working my job.
Walk 500 more. Every day in the fucking van.
I'm gonna do that actually. I'm gonna get a GoPro and every like mountain peak I'm on. I get to the top of the mountain. Some dude at the bottom's like.
That'd be awesome. You want to do it alone? Do you think you'll end up meeting people like this other guy did and like become longtime friends with them and probably better than me and you? And
so my goal is to get is to meet someone out there who will allow me to tattoo their face on my face.
Whoa.
And then I'd like them to
like
tattoo
the
my
stick
face.
And poke. You're gonna do it out there too, like on each other.
I don't think I'd do it. I mean, I don't think that's very clean. I don't think.
Okay,
I mean,
so you're gonna come back into civilization to get the tattoos.
That's irrational to get a stick and poke out there. It's more rational just get his face tattooed on my face from a professional.
You're right. You're right. Get a professional.
I only would do it with someone who would tattoo my face on their face. I'm thinking like full forehead too, like a full forehead piece. Like a landscape would be nice too.
Oh, I thought like the entire face would be covered in tattoo and it would look like the person you met.
No. I'm not crazy.
Right.
I'm gonna be rational about it. I'm not gonna take up my whole face. I'm just gonna do the whole forehead. That's it.
That I can get behind.
Yeah, it's a lot better.
That's better.
It won't hurt. It's just the worst spot to get a tattoo on your whole entire body, arguably. There's someone who, oh man, this is so random. Sorry, but I was on a tattoo like subreddit, and someone got like a tattoo like on their like their bald head because the dude's bald.
Yeah. And
he had like a bunch of other. It fit him. He had like neck tattoos and like it was not that crazy. But the dude said he did it in like 8 sessions, even though it was like pretty small. Because he's like, I could not stand how painful it was. He's like, I've never had that much pain in a tattoo.
Because it was on the back of the head. I thought the head doesn't feel anything. I thought they drill into it and it's like,
there's a lot
not gonna feel that
blood vessels there. So I guess I don't know. I don't know if there's a lot of nerve endings up there either.
Maybe it's once they get to the skull part, you don't feel anything on the skull. I heard.
What?
Yeah. They just drill a hole in your
most
head.
Painful spots to get a tattoo.
No. But because of the skin, right? Or is it because of the bone? Oh, you know what? I'm just thinking your brain. I'm thinking about your brain. You don't feel when people poke your brain.
Oh.
Like.
I've never had.
Yeah, that's different from a tattoo.
I don't know if I've ever had someone poke my brain. I wouldn't feel it.
Wouldn't know.
I gotta go. My brother went to. This is so stupid. Not my brother. My brother's friend. And his girlfriend went to go see the Sonic the Hedgehog movie in theaters.
My niece loves that movie.
And they're not like habitual weed smokers, but they decided to smoke weed. This is their first date together. So they decided to smoke weed and go see the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. And at some point, this girl gets up from her chair. She's like, I'll be back. I'll be back later. And he was like, okay. And he waits like 10 minutes. He's like, where the hell is she? So he goes out into the lobby and she's pacing like back and forth, like panicking. Because again, like they don't smoke weed often. So she's like having a bad time with she's too high, basically. And he's like, what's wrong? Like, are you okay? And she just goes, he's just too fucking fast.
Oh, I've been there.
They're married now. It's so funny though. Their first date, he's like, what's wrong? She's like, he's just too fucking fast. Like she's panicking over.
So they're not habitual smokers, but on their first date, they decided to go ahead and smoke and watch Sonic the
Hedgehog. They were just
Hedgehog.
gonna get stoned and watch Sonic the Hedgehog, but it freaked her out too much, so they had to leave.
That's so cute.
I've never seen the movie, so I'm not judging her because I don't know. Is he just too fast? Like I don't know. I don't know why I remembered that.
You know, my first date, we did mushrooms together. And surprisingly, I didn't get paranoid. Usually I'm the one who freaks out. Like in that scenario that you just told, I would have been the girl in the bathroom freaking out about Sonic.
He's too fast.
Yeah. But that doesn't happen with mushrooms for me.
Olivia, right?
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been seeing her?
It's been 3 months.
Okay. So you're starting to get grooving.
Yeah, we're going on vacation this weekend. We're going to Seattle.
Seattle?
Seattle!
Oh.
And I'm going to have to do karaoke.
I was like, damn, that's far.
I'm nervous about karaoke. What song should I pick?
Dude. So I've been thinking about going to karaoke.
Okay.
Because my friend at work hosts karaoke night every Thursday. Obviously, I didn't go tonight, but I was thinking about, and I really want to really try to sing this song. It's "Don't Stop Me Now" by Queen.
You're going to try and do a Queen song.
Yeah, it's incredibly difficult to sing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn how to sing it right now. Wow, it hurts. It is pain to try to sing anything Freddie Mercury did. It's crazy hard.
Yeah.
He also has like a slightly different range than I do. I think he's probably able to stretch another octave that I can't, which is crazy. But I'm thinking about cutting my hair.
Scaramouche.
No. That's Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh. How's yours go?
It's like I'm a rocket ship on its way to Mars. I could play it for you. I can't believe you don't know that song.
Nope.
That's crazy. You'll know it.
I'm not good at referencing stuff though. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Now I know.
Dude, I was reading about how he sang this.
Like coming on the fucking track.
Dude, listen to his like how strained his voice is singing this. Apparently, they could not
Kind of like he was getting a blowjob on that.
When they did he's Freddie.
It could be. Could be the way that's what you're missing. That's how you got to show up to karaoke.
I keep learning about this song, and apparently they did practices for it like dozens of times, and he could not sing it. He couldn't do it. And they walked into the studio, and he just one take did it because he was like practicing it like so hard. But
so live, it probably really sucked.
I don't know. Maybe he was capable of doing it later on. I'm not sure. But I know that song was a particularly tough hurdle for him and Brian May to do.
Can you give me an easy song for this weekend for karaoke?
Hear me out. I've been thinking about going to a karaoke and just wearing like those pants or shirts that you could just like rip off, you know?
Okay.
And then I will
go.
I want to cut my hair short. I want to start like just going to karaoke's more honestly.
All
I
right.
want to cut my hair short like it wasn't like 20 like 20.
All right.
Like before I went to Oregon. And then I just want to go up there like with like a mustache and be like, oh hey, like I'm gonna sing this Queen song. And then like
I know a perfect place for you to go and do this. There's a bar in Center City.
Flashbacks, is it?
And there's a guy that shows up and plays a grand piano and will play any song with you.
Oh, that would be dope.
Yeah.
But I want to.
And everyone there was phenomenal singers.
I want to go up there and just like. I just want to like.
I can't wait. I want to be there for you on this when we go.
I want to wear like.
Stop me now.
So when this is going on, right? Like right after it picks up here. I want to rip the clothes off and have like the onesie jumper thing that he had. I want to like have that on and have the mustache and the short hair. I think I want to be Freddie Mercury for Halloween. Because I've been looking at
How soon can you get this song down? I want to go like tomorrow.
I'd probably need like a couple weeks or a month.
All right.
I'm
Let's
gonna
put
go
a
to-
date in the calendar of this Friday night. This is the night I go and be Freddie Mercury on stage.
That's gonna be so fun if I do though. I would continue doing it though. I would continue going to karaoke's and just like not even on Halloween, just like a regular ass fucking day.
Let's go in a couple weeks so you can scope out the place and see what it looks like. You'll really like it.
Okay. My friend also at work, he hosts one twice a week. At
cool.
2 different places. So I'm thinking about going to. Dude, it's gonna be so fun, especially if I can sing that song like well. It's gonna be so fun. I don't even want to go on like Halloween either necessarily. I just want to go like a random like regular day, and then I'll just like put the, like I'll get on stage, put the mustache on, and people be like, oh haha, and then I'll sing the song, and then I'll be like, nah, actually, like I came like fully ready for this.
It's gonna be a big reaction when you pull that suit off.
So fun. Like, you know what I'm talking about with the tights that he wore?
Yeah. Can we also do a video on the walk home where you're walking in the suit and then we pass by like 2 people and I just rip your suit off? And you're like, oh!
Let me see. He had a lot of different sets that he wore, but like,
I know exactly what you're talking about. I've seen it in the trailer of the movie. He's wearing a big V
with, like,
Speedo. That's like
it's
goes around his shoulders and then it's like
it's like a spandex one-piece suit, and he has like the overall things that like dip really low.
okay.
My chest hair doesn't grow back that well anymore though, so I don't know how I'm gonna
You could borrow some of mine and
deal
just
with
glue
that. Just, ew. Yeah. Anyway, songs that you should sing. I want to do that so bad. I'm like thinking about doing that for karaoke. Songs you could sing for karaoke. There's, I feel like a lot of.
I haven't Googled it yet because I want to be original and I don't want to take Google's advice.
Dude, do like something MGMT or Mac DeMarco or like that's like probably within your vocal range.
Yeah, but that's like too new age. I don't think the parents will know any of the words and I'll just be up there singing a song that I like.
That's fair.
Oh, you know what? I really like Supertramp and I know all the words to Supertramp songs.
Ah, dude.
Do Logical or
I'm looking at my phone to find.
what's the other one that they do that everyone knows? That's about a girl
Here we go. This is the song.
and he's got to leave because it's a one-night stand. Maybe not sing that at your girlfriend's karaoke with her family.
There's no place I can go.
You think that's in my vocal range? No.
Just do a different octave of it. That's all. I'm trying to think. Oh, this is also such a fun song. But I don't think it would. I don't think it would go over well.
There was a song on the radio today that I wanted to Shazam and I already forget it.
Dude, you gotta do something like hype. You can't do like
Emo.
do yeah, dude, or anything like too chill.
Did it my way.
Yeah, dude, that'd actually be pretty fun. I'm trying to think of like what you could do. Dude, do this song.
Never tell a good time.
You're gonna. It would honestly be better, I think, if you did a song that was super difficult but fun like that, and like.
Cause we're having a good time.
And just lift it.
Just start walking around like.
It's not about like. I mean, a lot of singers too are not that good live, but they're great performers. It's all about
So start twerking.
a stage. Yeah, dude, whatever. Just it's all about how you deliver it. It's not about what you're delivering when you're on a stage like that. It's about how you deliver it. Even if I went up there and I sucked at singing that song and I did the whole like thing, like
Yeah.
it would still be great.
It would make up for the lack of performance
Dude,
in your voice.
shave your beard down, a mustache then.
Show up to the crib. Oh no.
Walk in there with like the rip off clothes, get the tights, and go do that.
Get a mustache going just
Go
for
do
the
that.
karaoke.
Just to be Freddie for one night, do it. I kind of was telling my coworker, and they're like, "Oh, is this like I was telling her like I kind of want to do Freddie Mercury for Halloween, and I told her the whole thing. And she's like, "Oh, is this like a last like hurrah like Halloween costume while you're like still have like a more male body because I'm doing the HRT again now?" And I'm like, "No, Freddie was just fucking cool as hell. Freddie was so cool." Like,
It's an interesting question,
he's
though.
so iconic. Like
Deep.
Nah, I guess, but like I don't like when people ask me stuff like that because it's like I've done feminine costumes for the last few years anyway. I don't really think about that. Like, and something Jay says a lot too, which I kind of agree with, is she's like, when you start transitioning and you do have like the feminine body you want to achieve, she says at some point she feels like I'm gonna lean more into like being like neutral and be more okay with masculinely expressing myself, because really it's a lot of it is a body image issue, you know. And I kind of feel that I don't think I'll necessarily present mask ever again, but I do feel like very like fluid with my neutrality and femininity in the last few months, especially since I got this job.
Nice.
I'm getting an inside look at how, because I haven't had a job that was social like this for years, I'm getting an inside look at how I interact with people and trying to have like a third person perspective on like how I present myself. Like, how does someone perceive me? Really, I think about that. And in every interaction when I'm handing a regular their coffee or someone who's never been in.
You're that type of barista, aren't you?
What do you mean?
Just chatty.
Yeah.
Chatty.
Yeah, a little bit.
People must love it though.
Some people, some people come in every day and they, one guy, God, I don't even know his name. I just know he ends up getting a large cold brew with extra.
See, I'm not in the coffee circle, but it feels much like a bar to me when you're sober, and I'll notice people in line, like when it comes to like a really like low key coffee spot, the people who get coffee there tend to go for the barista, the people behind the counter. And it's like they have a conversation and they talk about the regular stuff, like, yeah, get another, get me the usual. Do you have any usuals yet?
Yeah, I do. I have tons. There are people who probably, I'd say around 80, 90 people that are like, because my store is large. I think there's like over 200 people working there. And like of that, there's like 30 of them or so who come in and get a drink every morning because they're at work. They get 20% off. They get the discount.
Nice.
So some people will come in, dude, and they'll get like 4 shots of espresso on ice, dude. And it only costs them like $2, which is pretty good.
Why do you need that much espresso? Do they come back for anything?
Every morning I do a quad shot on ice.
Okay, you coffee people are ridiculous.
I'm not like chugging it. Like I sip on it all day. It takes me most of the day. Sometimes I don't even finish it.
Do you go to bed?
Huh?
Do you go to bed?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I sleep fine. Dude, every day. Oh God, dude. I honestly think I should just put like a small camera on me one day. Every day I go in there and I'm so hype. I'm so hyped to be there.
You're one of those videos where it's like things are flipping around, you're catching them, you're pouring the drink, you're serving it.
No, I wouldn't say that. I just go in and
You run the place.
People are like, well, yeah, I do, because it's my coffee bar. No one else works. The only person who does and is this one other girl that works there, and she's very funny, and I actually really appreciate her, but she doesn't necessarily do everything over there because it's not her job. She's just there to cover it and close for the night. So the only person who's like dedicated and knows like everything about it is me. And it's weird because I've aside from cars and obviously construction, laboring, that's really the only thing I've ever done is be a barista. That's the only other thing I've ever done. And I enjoy it very much so. Enough of a degree that I've looked into what the equipment costs to like if I ever wanted to set up my own thing. But if I did that, I probably wouldn't want to do it year round because I get cheap as hell commercial real estate in the Poconos, and then I could just run it for like 5-6 months out of the year while tourists come, and then get like a seasonal job.
That's cool. That's a really good idea. There's a guy on like Haverford that just
maybe
like smokes meats during the summer, you know, like that type of business where it's just.
Yeah, I mean, as long as I can, look, I'm looking into it as well. Like, I don't necessarily want to get into saying, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And I'm like, I always am like a big dreamer type of person. And then I end up achieving maybe like half of what I set out to do.
Right.
But a back-end developer in the United States right now is making 6 figures. So, and it's not easy to get to that point. You really have to know how to script on Python and you know, like C++ and stuff. So I'm looking into, I could learn that. I could go to online school. I could have a degree in this in 2 years. And from there, I could get out of school. I could maybe I'd go to Westchester, do it online and somewhere inexpensive, just so I don't end up I don't like being in debt and I don't want to go back into it.
Okay. But
from there, I only need to make $60,000 a year for the rest of my life. Because you can get a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 7-acre lot with a garage and a shed in the backyard in the Poconos for $125K.
I see what you're doing. Okay, get a remote job doing something like that because that's clearly computer related. And then
a house in a remote area. And
yeah, the prices in the Poconos are. Mwah.
Yeah, but you pay half your mortgage. I always tell people the saying. I have a saying which is just half your mortgage is paid at the pump. Because you are driving everywhere. Like you are 45 minutes from grocery store. You're a half hour away from gas.
Costco membership.
You've been to Jimmy T, right? You've been up there. I think we went together at some point, did we? No? You should go with me. I'm going pretty frequently. I probably go like 2 or 3 times a month.
All right, I'll be down.
Bring Olivia. It'd be fun.
I want to go up there. Actually, she wants to take like a Vespa and drive, you know, in the back roads and look at all the foliage. Foliage?
It's your last.
It's my last name. I couldn't even get it right. But yeah, I think that sounds nice because I want to go up to Jim Thorpe. My mom's been talking about it. She wants to take the train and see all the foliage.
Yeah, I'll definitely be up there in the fall, but I'll be going up there for Jay's video project before it turns. It typically starts turning there like mid-October.
So I'll be there with you then.
Just soon. It's not a lot of time between now and then.
Yeah.
But you've been on Broadway before, where like the train is right there.
Yeah,
that goes under the bridge, and there's those beautiful New England looking streets, and there's a house on that street on Broadway right now for sale in the main area of town.
Whoa!
With 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, it's like 1580 square feet. It's pretty big, and it is $117,000 for the asking price.
Let's go buy it right now.
And it needs,
first home.
Honestly,
buyer.
If I weren't in debt and I had the down payment of 20% saved, I would. I'd go out and buy it right now.
You can get certain loans,
nice
especially
house.
being a first home buyer. You can get certain loans, especially you could get a 10% down payment.
I'm not going to pay mortgage insurance for the first year. You're obligated as a first-time home buyer to pay mortgage insurance.
Can you house hack that one?
What do you mean? What's house hack?
Can you like rent the other half of it to someone, or can you turn it into a duplex?
I don't know. I highly doubt it because it's in Jim Thorpe's historical district. So
okay.
I highly doubt they'd let me.
But you could probably turn it into an Airbnb.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Or I could just live.
I mean, that would be a great investment because that's a great street. That's the main road. That's where all the tourists go.
Well, it's not just that, but people have, and you've heard this your whole life, I bet, because you grew up in Delco. I did too. And it's paradise at a quarter of the price. Or you've heard, the Poconos is blowing up. It's going to get expensive there because houses are so affordable. How is it going to blow up? What happens is people go there and they're willing to live in a remote area. This happened in the 90s. There was a massive boom there. And they built all kinds of schools and infrastructure and everything like that. And people were okay with making less money, with dealing with the commuting, and not having essentially easy access to amenities. And then the kids who were born in that boom and grew up are leaving now, and they're all gone. like at an alarmingly fast rate because they want amenities. They want to be near societal amenities, which there's no infrastructure for it. And so with the area,
I don't want it to change. I don't want there to be amenities just close by. I like that everything's far up in the Poconos. I don't think I want that to change though. In terms, like, it would be great
neither does anyone local up there. They're all with you.
Yeah.
But my aunt bought a house in 2019 in Blakesley for $60K. It's like 260 right now. It's like actually happening. Because what are you going to do? Get shot at 13 times on the highway in Havertown and pay $550,000 for it? Like, you can get a work from home job. There are people who live up there that I've talked to, that I've met, that have work from home jobs. They have to be in New York City once a week. And it's an hour and a half drive. Sure. But they make the drive once a week so they can have a cheap house there. And then they work from home the rest of the week. And that's the way to do it. So the need for job building infrastructure is lessening, especially in the generation of people who don't want to not work from home. A lot of people, that's a lot of people's goal right now, is work from home.
Yeah.
But in regards to this, like, there is a huge, one of the largest Amazon warehouses being built right now in Mount Pocono in Pennsylvania. It's one of the largest ones in PA.
We're going to need buses. We're going to need SEPTA transportation up there.
Well, there already is terrible transit up there. It's Pennsylvania.
Oof.
So whether you're in
going to be rough.
West or East PA, it's going to suck. And there are jobs being created up there. And there is a pipeline being laid. And there is technology now. Beforehand, you were looking at, we can't go 16 feet into bedrock. Now they know how to survey it and what's beneath that bedrock and how to line these pipelines and water networks. And the Lehigh River is a huge river. And so is the Delaware River. The Delaware River supplies drinking water for 5% of America's population. That one river, 5%. That's 14 million people. That's a lot of people to be giving water. And there's no infrastructure up there because it's historically all been bedrock and you're taking a crapshoot. They have technology to look under the ground and decide how they're going to lay out these frameworks. Wi-Fi is and cell phone towers are being created. And there's a need
5G, baby,
for people for work because now the Poconos is investing in having modern infrastructure. And there's a need for workers who can install those cell phone towers. There's a need for workers who can lay these pipes. There's jobs being created.
Lay that pipe, baby.
Then you have another housing crisis. You go into Delaware County or Montgomery. Forget Montgomery County. It's not even possible. But you look at people I'm 27 years old. If I worked full time, as I do, for $16 at this job, and Jay also did that, we could buy a house up there and afford it and keep it. We can afford to make the $580 mortgage payment a month. So it's happening again, where a lot of younger people from New York City or Philly area are going to the Poconos because it's cheap housing. And this is exactly what happened in the 90s. But people who are local, as well as
hate it.
The local government.
We don't like your kind around here.
Not even well, yes and no. It depends because it's driving up the price of the Poconos drastically. But there's infrastructure being created, and now they realize that after what happened in the 90s, where they built all this infrastructure, right, and they invested massively in people being able to live there, all the kids left. And now people are coming back to buy houses because they're affordable, and they don't want that to happen again. So they're trying right now in a lot of areas to create infrastructure in the Poconos. Now, is it going to blow up? No. It's not going to be, I'm going to buy a $125K house today. It's going to be $600K in 5 years.
You know what else is going to be hot in a couple of years? Kensington. That shit's going to bump. They're going to displace all the homeless people, move all the drugs out of it.
It's starting to.
Build all that commercial real estate. And then bada bing, bada boom.
You already see like massive gentrification going on over there. That's true. And people are pissed off about there's all these fucking New Yorkers here and shit and etc. I had a job 10 minutes from my house, $20 an hour to bump a ski lift. That's a pretty good job, actually.
Nice.
And that was only available to me because Vail Resorts, a multi-billion-dollar company large enough to be on the NASDAQ, a huge resort company, bought Jack Frost and Big Boulder.
Oh, wow.
They bought both of those mountains. And they are creating jobs for people like me up there. For $20 an hour, that's more than livable in a $120,000 a year.
Yeah.
120K house.
But once you get that infrastructure and you start getting more people and prices get higher, we don't like that.
It's a boom and bust market up there. It's going to boom. It is going to boom. It already has, and everything has, and it has been, and then it's going to bust. And they don't want it to bust all over in a messy, very messy way.
Right there. Not right there. Not the Poconos. Anyway, but there.
So they don't want this massive.
All right, what's the point?
I forget what I was even getting to.
You're gonna buy a house up there? That's your goal?
Yeah, I'd like to.
All right.
I'd like to. I've been looking into
because it's gonna be bustling and busting, and or you just like being up there.
Well, it's both really, but even if it never does boom in the way that everyone's been saying it will for the last 30 years, and you see the early signs of it getting to that point where is it going to boom overnight? No, this process takes 20 years for this to happen. But even if it doesn't, $125,000 for a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom,
can't beat that, baby.
7 acres of land, a shed, and a garage it's nothing to fucking snuff.
And you move that down here somehow.
You can
pick it up. Put it somewhere else.
All of the land, and you're seeing Bucks County is getting so expensive. And all of the land in Pennsylvania, not in Pennsylvania, sorry, in southeast Pennsylvania is developed. You can't buy an empty lot of land in Delaware County anymore.
Yeah.
It's all, there's a building on it. If there's not a building on it, it's because there's a river or it's protected wild land. There's a reason that certain land isn't developed on, if it isn't by now in Delaware County. It's done. It's cooked. I'd go up there right now and get 10 acres for $7,000. Like dirt cheap. I can throw a mobile home on it. Buy a 25K old mobile home, throw it on there. I'm set. I'm good. I don't know about what the code is like for that.
Where do you acquire this information? Where do you research or read, or is it just something that you observe as you were living up there?
I guess it's a mixture of both, but I also read the what's it called? I read the P Times. I read
the P Times.
Yeah, I read PNN sometimes, Pocono News Network. I kind of want to know what's going on up there, so I stay in. And typically, like when I was in Bend, I read the newspaper every morning for probably a year of the time that I lived there. I was interested in what was going on in my community because it wasn't so many people and so what's the word? Congested. It wasn't so population dense that you couldn't get ahead of or find out what was happening there.
Yeah.
Like you could read something in your town and go, oh my God, I know that neighborhood. I know that house. You know, sometimes you'd know that family. And it's right there in the newspaper. You know what's going on in your community because it's small enough to keep track of. So when I moved to Delaware County, and I read the news, the only thing I see is, man gets shot 13 times driving onto the freeway in Havertown.
Not a lot to work with when it comes to real estate, huh? Hey, what's up, guy?
How's it going? I don't see a lot of...
What you guys doing in there? Did you... News. Unintentionally, actually. I think I need to end it right now. So hold on. Why don't you just sit there and I'll end it so we can all conversate. That was gold. You see, he's just natural with it. He's just he naturally can gab. He can bounce off a bunch of different topics.
I just don't shut the fuck up.
She needs to get on nice more podcasts, and I apologize for getting your pronoun wrong. I suck as an individual, but this podcast would not suck.
They these days.
They. Okay. Yeah, all right. Well, they and them are going to get on a podcast a lot more often. The camera's right there. I'm not even looking at it.
Who's
but us.
Oh.
So, yeah. Oh, can we do a fake intro? Since this was an unintentional podcast?
How do we do a fake intro? What are we going to do for that?
I'm so glad that you're here for a podcast. Oh my God. Thank you for showing up on time and being ready to talk about a plethora of things. Are you ready to talk about what did you want to discuss today?
Hang on. I want to discuss Johnny Carson.
Johnny Carson.
And how he undoubtedly had the most iconic opening intro theme song of all time.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. Dude, this is the best intro song of like any talk show. Did you watch Johnny Carson?
I've seen clips.
Okay. I didn't watch. My dad watched reruns, so I obviously didn't watch him in the 60s and stuff. My dad watched reruns as a kid. So
Obviously, you get lost in the 60s.
Anyway, I'm glad to be podcasting. I did not really want
it's a pleasure.
Tonight, but we just started talking.
We got it out of you. Oh. We got it out of you.
As if it was hard. I don't shut up.
I have to go back to editing the first podcast, but now I got 2 to edit. Some more work for me.
This is just a crapshoot. What's going on here? He's rolling people.
Okay. It sounded fun. It sounded like a lot of laughing,
pretty fun.
a lot of
Yeah, we were talking about a lot of shit.
What did I miss?
We were talking about